Oh man, what a series we had in New York. Had to take a hit of that because listen here, guys. New York Yankees versus Houston Astros. A lot of things came up. I want to break it down by each game. First off, just got to say it's Teacher Appreciation Week. We are barely pushing through. Of course, you guys know I worked in Kerrville as a teacher, and then I came back home to do some subbing. So I've been working pretty much every day as a teacher. Pretty much the same as a full-time teacher. I never really stopped. As soon as I got done with Kerrville in December, as soon as January came around after Christmas break, I've been subbing every day. So yeah, it's been crazy for us teachers. We've been working hard, but we're almost through it, guys. I got home today exhausted, but these kids, man, you got to pull them through. They don't want to do anything right now, but it's May. Testing is coming up. We're almost done. Anyway, to break down the Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3 of the Yankees-Astros series, first time they've played each other since all the news broke out that the cheating happened and all that. They didn't play at all last year in 2020. Whatever. So anyway, first off, Yankees Game 1, the Yankees fans, they came out, they showed up, we get it, they booed, they hissed, they growled, whatever. Game 1 was actually a lot of fun. You could feel the energy. Everyone wanted to say, oh, the Astros were scared, the Yankees really got to them. I really don't think that's the case. The Astros have played the Yankees in the Bronx in the playoffs and have beaten them in the playoffs multiple times, actually, and have actually played them really well, even before and after cheating, whatever you want to say. They've played the Yankees pretty well. They have been the arch nemesis to the Yankees. The Yankees call the Astros big brother. I'm telling you. So, Astros weren't scared. They shouldn't have been scared. Lance McCullers pointed that out. He wasn't scared. So, Greinke came in. I think anxiety may have gotten to him a little bit, and he looked a little rough. But all in all, he pitched an okay game. To that lineup, only giving up those runs in the first inning, I think he could have probably stayed in maybe even a little longer. But yeah, he did all right. Really what screwed up Game 1 was the Bregman error. He threw it away. It caused that big collision at the plate, that big inning, that 4-run inning by the Yankees, and that really separated, that 3 or 4-run inning really separated things, and that was because Bregman's error. So that's pretty much how I chalk up Game 1. It wasn't because the Yankees fans were any good or if they were getting to the player's head. I think it was mainly because Bregman had the error, and that was really it. And he almost had another error in Game 2, but we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, that's what I think of Game 1. Now you go on to Game 2, and, you know, it was kind of like, all right, whatever. Game 1 got away. Astros got that error. Game 2, I really thought the Yankees just outplayed the Houston Astros. I think really it came down to decision-making by Dusty Baker, not letting Luis Garcia finish his 5th inning, bringing Stanek in. That hurt in a really bad situation. Maybe probably should have let Garcia pitch a little bit longer. And then you don't put Presley in the I guess it was the 8th inning. You bring Brooks Raley in the 7th or 8th inning instead of Ryan Presley. And there was another guy they could have brought. Oh yeah, that guy that came in for he pitched a little bit starting when one of the guys got hurt. Now I can't remember his name, but he's a pretty good pitcher. He was also in the bullpen. Could have been used. I'll look his name up. You guys have to remind me. I think it starts with a K. But Ryan Presley was still available, and so was that other guy. And you bring Brooks Raley in, who has been struggling, who has been known to struggling. And Dusty Baker just seems like he doesn't really have a feel for the game. He doesn't really look into matchups. He doesn't really look into how the guys are doing for him, I don't think. I think he just kind of goes with his gut, which can kind of be good, but at some point in time, you got to change up your gut, and you got to go with the stats. You got to pepper in those analytics. You got to know when to do a little bit of both. I'm a gut feeling guy too, but at some point you do have to go with the stats. If your gut's letting you down, you do have to kind of rely on the analytics, which he did not do. So game two really exposed Dusty Baker as a guy who's, I don't even think he's really that good of a coach, to be honest with you. I think he was hired. Jim Crane hit the panic button. And Dusty Baker was the guy that was kind of the politically correct choice. And a lot of people were saying, well, because he's an older guy. He's an African American. He marks all the columns. He hasn't, he's been around forever and hasn't really I don't think he's ever won a championship. But he's the reason he's been around that long and hasn't won a championship is because he's not that good. When the playoffs get in, the pressure situation, which that's pretty much what it was. Let's face it. The Astros Yankees, that was playoff. That's about as playoff as you can get with the stadium full of, 20% capacity or whatever it is. New York doesn't have full capacity. That's about as playoff as you're going to get for a capacity that low. It was a playoff feeling series. Okay, so Astros dropped game two. I blame Dusty Baker for game two. I blame Alex Bregman's error for game one and maybe Greinke a little bit coming out with anxiety. Whatever. Go to game three. I missed game three. I wasn't able to watch game three. Garrett Cole came in and pitched, had some double plays, had some good things happening for him. But game three, the Astros offense really came alive. Altuve hit a big home run. Martin Maldonado I'm so happy he's healthy and good. He came in and he hit a big home run. So Astros really kind of tied it together. Lance McCullers was on the mound. Of course, he didn't get the win. It was a no decision for him, but Garrett Cole didn't get the loss either. I think the relievers got the decisions in that one, but it was one of those games where there was a lot of scoring late in the game. But so both those guys, Cole and McCullers, battled it out in the first few innings or whatever. They both had some jams they got out of, and really, to the Yankees, props to them. They won the series. So glad the Astros didn't get swept. It really exposed some things for the Astros. They've got to figure out the Dusty Baker situation. I know he's going to be the coach for this season, but hopefully after this season they find somebody else and move on from Dusty. He's too old. They need to find a coach that's going to be there for a while and actually implement what they want to implement. I mean, they messed up on A.J. Hinch, guys. They should have kept A.J. Hinch. This series really exposed that. Game two, the Astros should have won game two. Bad coaching messed up game two. Bregman's error, Yankees beat him in game one, whatever. They got outcoached in game two, and that's frustrating to admit, but that's what happened. They got outcoached. Aaron Boone outcoached Dusty Baker. That's just a simple fact of it. And luckily, the Astros bats came alive in game three, and Altuve finally got that home run. Good for him on his 31st birthday. Way to go, Altuve. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm sorry I'm not as energetic as I usually am. I think my cigar's out. But it was a good little tidbit of information I was able to pass on to you guys. I'm glad you guys listened. And hopefully we get the 12:03 back and going again. Me and Reed have both been busy. As you can see, I'm pretty tired after work. It just happens. It gets to you. But we're almost done, man. 3 more weeks for me. After Friday, 3 more weeks, and I'm out for summer. And then there's some pretty good stuff on the job front that's popping up that seems to be optimistic for me. I could be getting a job. It'll be closer to home when I do get a job. But hopefully the schools I've been subbing for, they've said some really good things about me, and they know I'm available. So it's just a matter of time, guys. Hoping for that phone call. But anyway, keep your head up, guys. And Astros didn't get swept. That's good. All right, bye.